Alright, so this is my strongest colony. Purebred Russian queen on this one. The other one was also started from a purebred Russian package, but that queen ended up becoming a drone layer, so I had to replace her with a Russian hybrid, which was the only thing I could find at the time. It got to the point where you couldn't find anyone with purebred Russians in stock. So the other one ended up with a Russian hybrid queen. This one's the purebred Russian queen. And she's just been a fantastic layer with such a great brood pattern from day one. So, but this top super was probably 60-70% full. And they were just bringing in the honey like crazy during basswood and clover. Basswood's over now, so I think they've slowed down quite a bit. But I was adding the equipment just so they could have it as fast as they needed it. But I think they slowed down a bit, and I was very ambitious, just kind of put all my equipment out. But so I did add I do have a second pretty much empty super. I baited it. I had one frame that was started that I put in the middle as a bait frame, but pretty much this second box was empty. This box probably 70 to 80% full, so we'll check their progress today. And I mean, my goal here is to get at least one full super, and you know, maybe some work done on the second super here. So we might get like a 50-pound total harvest this year, but you know, I'm thinking, you know, based on what I checked last week, you know, they were probably around the 20 pounds, 25-pound mark. But yeah, I'm hoping by the end of the season maybe we can hit that 50-pound number, which is, you know, pretty impressive. I was fitting them 1-to-1 syrup, but you know, they started from a package at pretty much beginning of the May. So we'll open this one up, and it is a Hive IQ polystyrene hive, so theoretically with extra insulation on there, and they were getting fed 1-to-1 the whole time, that, you know, they wouldn't have to, you know, they should be more efficient with their nectar use. But I can already tell this colony is way stronger than the other one, because this lid is really stuck down. They really got it stuck down good. And the other one's just not anywhere near as strong. And like, lots of these frames are attached to the lid. But yeah, so this top super here, I under supered with the empty super. So this top super was the one that had most of the work done on it. And it seems like, you know, wherever they start is where they kind of want to build out. So they did start up here, and it looked like they were mostly building out in the top. So yeah, I remember these two frames were completely empty. Oh wow, yeah, they started building out on the other side of this one pretty good. The rest of these are pretty well built. Wow, it smells really good. Yeah, this one doesn't seem to have anything, but let's check. Move this out of the way. Yeah, that one's pretty much empty. This one, they started on the back side a bit. I'm liking what I'm seeing on the other ones though. Gosh, those cappings are so beautiful. Okay, so this one's empty on this side, but you could feel like the lopsidedness. Look at the weight on that side. So I would say this is mostly clover honey at this point. So I guess I'll keep the orientation the same. So that one's newer, because I think that was pretty much empty, or they started building it out last week. Yeah, that's a heavy frame. Oh, and those are good, like some nice. Those are some nice fat cells now too that they're building. The first ones. Let's see if I can sit down for a second. If I can show you the angle, I don't know if you can tell, but toward the top, the cells are shallow, but toward the bottom, they really built these out. You know, they stick out from the frame a lot more toward the bottom. But yeah, that's just a beautiful frame of honey. Halfway capped over. So they still might have two weeks left, I would say. Oh, that side's all capped though. Oh my god. That side's a lot more capped. Yeah, I mean, pretty much I'm gonna give them another 2 weeks, you know, before I pull the stuff anyway. But that is a beautiful frame right there. And this one, very similar, just looks fantastic. And probably, wow, the difference is astonishing. But yeah, I mean, just like 3 weeks behind. It was probably more than 3 weeks. You know, the queen issue set them 3 weeks behind. Plus they were started about a week later. So you're probably more like talking 4 weeks behind. Yeah, that is super cool. And then these ones are very close to being all capped. That is cool. So that's my first ever honey crop. And they got a couple more banger frames. 1, 2, 3. Okay. This one's pretty much like that. I mean, I guess I might as well pull them all, right? Yeah, This one's pretty much like that. This one's pretty much like that. Yeah. Beautiful heavy frames. This one's a little lighter. Oops, I squished a little bit of that. This one's a little lighter. This one's a little lighter. But I think this other one was one of the bait frames that I moved back in here. So this one, that last one there is probably pretty full. But yeah, this one's really light. That one's really light. But that final frame should be another really good one. Oop. Some really fat cell there, like some lumpy action going on. They built the first cells pretty flat, but then these ones got lumpy. Okay, and then I might do kind of be annoying and mess up their pattern. So I'll put a really nice one at the end in spot 1. Then I'll put this one. I'll put the empty one. I kind of want to go one deeper just to see what's going on in this bottom one. The bottom super was pretty much empty. It had one bait frame in it. Or no, I guess it's, I mean, yeah, it was pretty much empty. It's been in there over a week. Yeah, so there's the bait frame in the middle. Yeah, so this is pretty much empty. Let's see. Nothing on these. Lots of bees though. And then just starting to build out these ones. So just a little bit there. In the middle. Yeah, so their progress has definitely slowed down. I mean, they had pretty much filled up like, you know, 30% of that super, 30 to 40% of that's medium super within like a week or two of me putting it on because of that basswood flow. But you know, I think it slowed down a little bit since then. I mean, still really good progress. I mean, you know, they're probably putting on maybe 10 pounds of honey per week, maybe more. I don't know, it's hard to tell. I want to get a scale at some point so I can measure and then you have a better idea. But that's another one. They're still working on that. That's some pretty good progress. I mean, actually, I mean, this is this is a lot of progress. So this I don't think was done at all. You know, none of these frames I'm showing you were done last week. So, or you know, so they were all done in the past. All that work was completed in the past week. So I think this is included. Because I don't think any of this was, yeah, none of this was built out when I put this in here. So this is all progress. Okay, no, I mean that's impressive. Like that's a whole entire progress frame there. And then they had that progress upstairs as well. Yeah, so they're probably putting 10 pounds of honey, and they also have to draw out the frames, like, or that might have been the bait frame, because that one's got the most progress. No, yeah, that was the bait frame. I'm sorry. So that was not all entirely done just in that time. This would have been. Okay, yeah, I mean, they're definitely slowing down a bit. I mean, I guess they're probably doing most of the work upstairs. And they do have to build out. Yeah, it takes a lot of nectar for them to build out those cells. And all this was just blank foundation, so they had to build out all those cells. And that's the hardest part, is you have to have a strong enough nectar flow for them to be able to secrete the wax and build out all those cells. The nice thing is when you go to extract these and you use like an uncapper tool, and then you spin the honey out or extract it that way such that you're keeping most of it intact, then you know, you can give it back to the bees, they can repair that, and they can refill it. And the refill, you know, is a lot easier for them than having to start from scratch. So if you're starting with some already drawn out comb, like, they're just going to be way quicker. So I might take away their honey super, because they still had some work to do in the deeps, and it seems like they slow down quite a bit. But these ones, I'll keep this second super on, and we'll check their progress again next week.